honest with you. I am one who is not afraid to go against the grain. I am one who is not afraid to say things that other people are afraid to say, even if it might cause me to get some hate from people that look like me, that talk like me, that come from different struggles and backgrounds like me. But y'all, the only problem with this show is that the name is Good Times. We have to stop doing this as a black community, and even for white people who watch this too, because I know it will be some. We had to stop doing this. We had to stop glorifying certain stuff of our culture and overlooking other parts of our culture. But if you want me to talk more about that, stick around. But without further ado, cue the intro.
Up in the sky, it's a bird.
It's a plane!
It's a geek.
If you've been living under a rock, I know this probably isn't a big major thing, but for people who know, people who are aware, people who are in tune with what's going on right now with the Good Time stuff, basically Netflix is releasing a Good Times show that is going to make our culture or black people look bad. Now, if you haven't seen the Good Times trailer, I advise you to watch the trailer before you come here so you can have some insight on what I'm talking about. You see what everybody else is saying, and they're saying like, hey, this looks stupid. It's making us look bad. Look at the people who's producing it. Steph Curry, Seth MacFarlane, the other person, the majority are light skinned or white people that didn't come from the struggle. They didn't do this. They didn't do that. And then what they choose to do, those same people they'll look at, it's majority black people writing this show. So you can't blame the producers. You blame the writers because they're writing the show. All right. Yes, the producers have some hand in things, but the people who are actually writing out the lines in the script is who you need to be looking at, which are black. Why do we do this? Why do we do this? Now, I know, and I hope I do. I know this video is going to get some hate, and I've been getting a lot of hate on my channel recently just because I've been having different thoughts about X-Men. So you got a lot of people that have been hating about what I'm saying, and my videos have been doing good. And some people agree with me, some people don't. That's the way of life. But I know I'm probably going to get a lot of hate from black people, because I'm saying the stuff that other black people aren't saying, but I'm going to be saying things that other black people should be looking at. We always do this thing where we say, oh, it's our culture. You wouldn't know because you're not black. You're not part of the black culture. What exactly is the black culture? What exactly is the black culture? What is it that makes us so unique, that makes us so much, or I'm not saying black people are better than anybody else, but the way we talk about our culture, it gets glorified in a way that makes it to where it's a certain degree. Our culture, to me, stems on this. You always hear somebody saying they came from the struggle. If you didn't come from any struggle, you're not black. My mom bought me a car, right? And I came from the struggle. Believe me, if you watch my first video, I came from the struggle. Y'all know, if you know, you know. All right? But my mom was able, with the money, the little money she was making, the little money she had, she was able to purchase a car, and my mom, she just paid it off. So I was lucky in that fact. My mom bought me a car basically for my graduation present or whatever, and I was needing it for work and yada yada yada. But it wasn't nothing crazy. It was a little 2015 Hyundai Elantra, and that was a couple years ago. So, and I would go to Taco Bell. There's a dude named Thomas, right? White dude. He always be throwing out stuff. Oh, you came from this. My mom ain't bought me no car. You're this because my mom ain't bought me no car. Even though he's white, it's like if you have to break your back for whatever you got, you're not black. You're not this. You're not that. All because my mom bought me my own car. He was looking at me different, and it was weird. So that's what I'm talking about. The one thing what people say is for our culture is the struggle. The next thing is glorification, and y'all know it's coming, of violence. All right. For black people, for a black man in America, it's always been, oh, if you're not hard, you're not black. I've heard a lot of people I've come in contact with in my life tell me that I'm black on the outside and white on the inside just because of how I talk. And I don't even talk the most proper way, as y'all can see. But and how I am, I've never been in a gang. I'm not a soft individual, but I'm not proclaiming myself to be hard either. So you have these people, if you black, you're not hard, you're not this. So you got that. So you got the struggle, and you gotta be hard, you gotta be violent. Those two things, and you can wrap around any other details you want when you want to call it a black person. Just that's what it is, man. For our culture, if you disagree, you can disagree, but you know I'm saying facts. When people say the black culture, that's what you look at. You look at rap, you look at violence, you look at coming from the struggle. Oh, I came from the bottom. That's one of our most famous things to say is I came from the bottom. Look at this show and tell me, after what I've just said, how does that not fit what the black culture is? Or what we say the black culture is, right? I know y'all are saying, you just said that this is the black culture, yada yada yada, but you don't fit those criteria. Yes, I don't fit that image, right? But there are some people who do. And that's the whole point of this, right? There are some people who do. And honestly, I'm probably gonna put what I'm finna say right now, I'm probably finna put it in the front of my video. The only problem with this show is that the name is Good Times. That's the only problem with this show. Good Times is in the 70s, 60s. I grew up with it because my nana was watching it. My nana be watching Good Times. I'll come downstairs, my nana be watching Good Times. And I'll watch it with her. She don't watch, I don't know if it still comes on, but recently, last couple years, she don't watch as much as she usually does. But the whole thing is, this isn't a good representation of Good Times. I don't think people should be in an uproar of how it makes us look. Because if you look at other shows, other movies, we never say anything about how Boondocks makes us look. And maybe we did when it was first coming out. But look at how Boondocks is received now. We never say anything about how Snowfall make us look. We never say anything about how these gang movies make us look. We never say anything about that. When it comes to a show or something like this, that's when everybody wants to get their britches in a bunch. As I've said, the only problem with this show is going to be the fact that it has the same name as Good Times. That's the only problem. Because to be honest with you, it looks like a Walmart version of Boondocks. But that's not what Good Times was. The original Good Times was a loving family going through trials and tribulations, and they had no money, and it was funny. That was it. They weren't showing us looking, well, besides, what's that dude name? JJ? I forgot his name. Y'all know what I'm talking about if you watch Good Times. The tall, lanky dude. He was the only one who was showing looking stupid and they would pick on him. But other than that, bro, Good Times was a wholesome show. But you compare that to this, it's like, this is disgusting. And I feel like that is the main thing with this show. If this show was called something else, it would be no problem. Because we've had shows like this in the past. The Boondocks, right? And I know a lot of people, the Boondocks is the first show people are going to come to. And I'm not going to make this video long. I'm probably going to end it right here. The Boondocks is going to be the main video people look at and comparing it to this. But the Boondocks is a little different. Now, I can't say, oh, this is nothing different from the Boondocks. I can't really say that with complete honesty because I'd be lying. The Boondocks is a little bit different because you had someone like Huey. Huey was a smart person, very analytical, very calculated in what he was doing. You had the contradiction of that with Riley. Riley was the one who wanted to be in the hood. He wanted to hang out with the cool kids. He wanted to do that. Then you had Granddad. Granddad was in the military, grew up in the South, and you know he you know what I'm saying. He was like that. That was Granddad. R.I.P. John Witherspoon. So and then you had other people, but the stories they would look at, those certain stories they would use that would be dictated from what would be going on in the present day, those would be looked at as like, hold on, this is probably looked as a bad look. Thugalicious, or the booty butt cheeks. You had that one episode where they had the rapper that was supposed to be gay. You know what I'm saying? They had that one episode with the itis. A whole bunch of black people eating food and going to sleep and doing all that. What other episode? Y'all can think of the R. Kelly episode with the piss. Like, it's a whole different stuff the Boondocks did that will make us not look good in a certain light. But we have to do this. We have to stop playing both sides. Either we come from the struggle, either this is our culture, or it's not. Don't do both. Don't do both. And I feel like that's what we get mixed up in a lot. One day it's our culture, one day it's not. So for a person like me, I will be watching the show. I won't cover it on my channel, but I'll be watching just to watch it because I feel like it'll be funny. I feel like we can't do this. We black people. Another thing, I'm gonna end it right here. This is literally gonna be my last point. And y'all can't say otherwise either. Y'all ever notice if a white person says something wrong about a black person or black people, it's considered as like super bad and taboo? But if a black person does the exact same thing, it's overlooked. It's kind of the same thing here. It's like we can say whatever we want about everybody else, but the moment somebody has potential to look at us bad, everything goes haywire, and it shouldn't be the case. Because to be honest with you, the Good Times show that we saw in the trailer, that is some people's culture. That is how some people were brought up. Whether it represents all black people or not depends on you. Not this show shouldn't dictate who you are as a person. It's not gonna dictate who I am. I know who I am. Any black people shouldn't be getting mad at this. If you're getting mad at this, I feel like you might need to do some inner looking in yourself. Alright? If you love the video, like the video. If you don't love the video, dislike the video. I'm on the road to 300 subscribers. I appreciate everybody who like my content, share my content, and subscribe to my content. But without further ado, I'm out. Peace.